to learn how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. Now, anybody out here know what's the first thing that we need to add and subtract fractions without an unlike denominator? And let me open up my thing since I don't know your name super well yet. Darren.
The least common denominator.
Very nice. We need a least common denominator. Least common denominator. A least common denom in at or. That's how you spell it. Least common denom in at or. Give me a thumbs up once you have that written down. Okay, so now we want to get the definition of a least common denominator. We need to find a synonym for the word least. Can someone give me a synonym for the word least? Right here in the front. What's a synonym for the word least? Who are you? Jordan. Less. Okay, less is a synonym for least, but I'm looking for a specific synonym for least. What is a different one? I'm wanting an adjective of some sort. Let's see here. Where am I at? Keelan? Can you give me a synonym for least? Okay, I'll come back to you, Keelan. What is it? Is it Elena? Elena, give me a synonym for least and answer in a sentence, please.
A synonym for least is smallest.
Smallest, good. A synonym for least is smallest. And that is the superlative form of the adjective, because it has est at the end. Can someone tell me what the comparative form would be? I want to call you Clara, but that's not. Taylor, what's the comparative form?
Small.
Okay, no. Small would actually just be the regular adjective, but can you tell me in a complete sentence?
The
Comparative form.
comparative form for smallest is small.
Okay, so no, that's not quite right. Can you help her out there?
The
Comparative form.
comparative form of smallest is smaller.
Smaller, yeah. Comparative form of small is smaller. Good. Okay, and now we need a synonym for common. Mr. Pulley, can you tell me a synonym for common?
Same. The
Same.
synonym for common is same.
Perfect sentence, thank you. A synonym for common is same. And now we need to figure out what the denominator is. And Brittany R., what's a denominator?
The bottom number.
Yes, a denominator is the bottom number. So just like that, we now define least common denominator. So, once you guys have all that written down, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, the M is a little squished up together, but that's okay. All right, let's read it together. 1, 2, 3. The least common denominator is the smallest same bottom number. Again. The least common denominator is the smallest same bottom number. On your own.
The least common denominator is the smallest same bottom number.
Perfect. So now we know what we have to find. We have to find the least common denominator, which is the smallest same bottom number. I want you to go to your worksheet. In the upper right-hand corner, as teeny tiny as you can, put LCD equals. Okay, so now, using your times table chart that you made this morning, I want you to go across the 4 row and the 6 row. Can I borrow your stack, okay? We're going to go across the 4 row and we're going to go across the 6 row. And we're looking for the least common denominator, or the smallest same number. Go across the 4 and the 6 row, and when you find the smallest same bottom number, where's your paper, babe? Are you looking? Okay. Rosemary, what's the smallest same bottom number? Perfect. The smallest same bottom number number is 12, and that was an excellent sentence. Did any of you think the smallest same bottom number was 24?
No.
None of you, good, because it's way over there once you get used to doing it this way. So now we have step 1 done. Let's go to step 2. Okay, so for step 2, now we have to decide if we have a move it on over. Check the denominator, denom in at or. Check the denominator for a quote, because it's my term. Move it on over, quote. Check the denominator for a quote. Move it on over, quote. Check the denominator for a quote. Move it on over, in quote. Give me a thumbs up when you have that written down so I know we're ready to go on. Okay, so right now you guys don't know what a move it on over is because that's my term. But what we're going to do is we're going to check the denominators of both of our fractions that we're adding, and we're going to see if either of them is already our least common denominator. Is this already a 12?
No.
Is this already a 12?
No.
No. So we're going to skip this step for right now. We're going to go to step 3. Place your parentheses. Parent, he, sis. Place your parentheses. Parent, he, sis. That's how you spell parentheses. Parent, he, sis. Place your parentheses. So write that step down and then I'll show you what I mean by place your parentheses. Parent, he, sis. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready so I know. Don't want to leave anyone in the dust, so to speak. Okay, so since neither of these have a denominator of 12, I'm going to put parenthesis, fraction bar, and write the 12 in my denominator here, because that's what I'm going for. Parenthesis, fraction bar, 12. Because that's what I'm going for on our worksheet. So go ahead and write that down. Give me a thumbs up when you have it done. Okay, so we've placed our parentheses, and by the way, parentheses mean to multiply. What do parentheses mean to do?
Parentheses mean to multiply.
Excellent sentence, say it again.
Parentheses mean to multiply.
One more time.
Parentheses mean to multiply.
Excellent. Parentheses always mean to multiply, that's right. So we've placed our parentheses, they mean to multiply. Number 4 is find and multiply, or ly. It's like possibly and all those others, but in this case the y says I. Multiply, find and multiply by a, quote, because this is not a math term, funny looking one. Find and multiply by a funny looking one. Give me a thumbs up when you have this written down. Find and multiply by a funny looking one. Okay, so let me explain a funny looking one. 3 divided by 3 is a funny looking one because 3 divided by 3 equals 1. 4 divided by 4 is a funny looking one because 4 divided by 4 equals 1. And let me show you how this reads. We read this as 3, fraction bar means division, 3 divided by 3. 4 divided by 4. X divided by x equals 1 because it's a number on top of itself. In math, anything over itself equals 1. Say that. In math, anything over itself equals 1. Say it again. In math, anything over itself equals 1. So now we're going to go over here. We're looking for our funny looking ones to multiply. And we ask ourselves, 4 times what is 12? 4 times
3.
Go ahead.
The answer is 3.
Okay, the answer is 3. That is a good sentence. 4 times 3 is 12. Now, here's the key. If I put a 3 in the denominator, I have to put a 3 in the numerator. Say that with me, go. If I put a 3 in the denominator, I have to put a 3 in the numerator. Say it again. If I put a 3 in the denominator, I have to put a 3 in the numerator. Say it on your own, go.
If I put a 3 in the denominator, I have to put a 3 in the numerator.
Okay, so let's go down to the second fraction. 6 times what is 12? Clifford sometimes eats paper, you just gotta ignore it. 6 times what is 12? And go ahead, but I can't remember your name.
Is 6 times 2?
Yes. 6 times 2 equals 12. Now what do we have to do? Everybody go. If I put a 2
in the denominator, I have to put a 2 in the numerator.
Excellent. One more time. If I put a 2 in the denominator, I have to put a 2 in the numerator. So now we've found our funny looking one. Now we're going to multiply by it. Over this way or I'll have to walk him up, which will sting for him. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. Now I'm going to draw my sum bar over. Okay, and my fifth step, sorry, is going to be to add the numerators. Add the numerators. Add the numerators. At, ors. At, ors. Add the numerators. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you have that written down. Add the numerators. And so I come back over here. The numerator of this fraction is? 3. Get a sentence, please.
The numerator of our fraction is 3.
Perfect. The numerator of this fraction is?
The numerator of that fraction is 2.
Good. 3 plus 2 is?
5.
Over 12, and we are going to circle our answers. And on this one we don't reduce, but step number 6 is going to be reduce if necessary. Yeah, probably teachers in the past said if possible. Reduce if necessary. Okay, we're going on to the second problem. We're starting with our step number 1 again. Okay. Step number 1, we have to find read it with me now, go.
The least common denominator.
Which is the
Smallest same bottom number.
So we're going over to this problem. In the upper right hand corner, as teeny tiny as you can, you're going to put LCD equals. Now you're going to look at the 2 row and the 4 row on your multiplication chart. I should see everybody looking at the 2 row and the 4 row on their multiplication chart. You're going to go across until you find the smallest same bottom number, which is the least common denominator. You're looking at the 2 row and the 4 row. And Robert, what do you have for me?
4.
4. Excellent. Anybody get 8? Yeah, 8 is not the smallest same bottom number. That is a common denominator, but not a least common denominator. And 4 is a little weird because you're going across the 2 and the 4 row, but 4 times 1 is
4.
4. So it's right there. You got to kind of get those sometimes. All right. Step number 2. Read it with me. Go.
Check the denominator for a move it on over.
And I move it on over. Snap your fingers with me. I don't know how to snap. Then clap your hands. Say it with me now, go. Move it on over. Again. Move it on over. And I like to go. Move it on over to the side because the denominator's already 4.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to bring my whole fraction over. This is a move it on over. Move it on over. So I want you right now drawing an arrow. It doesn't have to be a little curly arrow. If you want a straight arrow, knock yourself out. And you're going to move the fraction over. Okay? We all done with that? Okay, when we check this denominator, is it 4?
No.
No. So now we have to go to step number 3. What's step number 3?
Place your
Place your parentheses. So for parentheses, we're going to go parenthesis, fraction bar, 4. Okay, say it with me.
Parentheses, fraction bar, 4.
We're going to put that denominator that we want down there so that we know what we're trying to get when we multiply. We all have that down? Okay, and can you tell me your name again? Delaney? Delaney, with an I, right? Delaney, 2 times what is 4 in a sentence, please? 2 times
2 equals 4.
Very good, Delaney. Okay, everybody, if I
Put a 2 in the denominator, I have to put a 2 in the numerator.
again,
If I put a 2 in the denominator, I have to put a 2 in the numerator.
okay, now, this is a what?
Funny looking one.
In a sentence. Okay, I say this is a funny looking one. You would say
That is a
funny looking one, right? Because I'm close to it, so this, but you're further away, so that's a that. Okay, now we found our funny looking one. We found our funny looking one. Now we're going to multiply our funny looking one. 1 times 2 is 2. Draw my sum bar. Next step, read the next step with me, go.
Add the numerators.
And the numerator here is
2.
The numerator here is
2.
2 plus 2 is
4.
4 over. Oh,
It's
what
a
is
one.
4 over 4?
1.
So this one does reduce. Number 6, reduce if necessary, and it reduces to 1. Excellent. Okay, next problem. 3 7ths plus 3 14ths. First step. Oh, let's go back and read it. First step. 1, 2, 3, go.
Least common denominator.
Oh, that was lame. Try again.
Least common denominator.
Which is the
Smallest same bottom number.
So I'm going to go to my worksheet here and I'm going to go LCD equals. Take out your multiplication chart again. Go across the 7 row and the, oh, there's no row 14. So you're going to go just across the 7 row and see if you can find both of those numbers in the 7 row. If you find both of those numbers in the 7 row, raise your hand and put a, with your other hand, put a finger on each number. So raise one hand and then use like your pointer finger and your middle finger or your pointer finger and your thumb to put one on both. Okay, on the count of 3, you're going to tell me what 2 numbers are in the 7 row. Go. 1, 2, 3.
7 and 14.
So if 7 and 14 are both in that row, that means that what? 14 is the
Least
Least common denominator.
14 is our least common denominator. That's what we're writing over. Number 2, read the step with me. 1, 2, 3, go.
Check the denominator for a move it on over.
Ready? Move it on over. Again, move it on over. Again, move it on over. To the side, because the denominator's already 14. Yeah, where was your little 14? Like I did with my great American voice. Okay, so we found our move it on over. We moved it over. What's step number 3? Read it with me, go.
Place your parentheses.
Oh, and as a side note, what do parentheses mean to do?
Multiply.
In a sentence?
Parentheses means to multiply.
Excellent. draw our sum bar. And let's check for the next step.
Find and multiply by a funny-looking one.
So let's go find our funny-looking one. And let me see, who do I want to find that funny-looking one? Taylor. Taylor, 7 times what is 14?
7 times 2 is 14.
Perfect. Taylor, if I put a
7 on the denominator,
not a 7.
Oh my god.
I mean a 2 for the denominator, then I put 2 in the numerator.
Excellent. Say it with us, everybody go. If I put
Put
a
a 2 on the denominator, I have to put a 2 on the numerator.
You can use that.
Okay, I have a 2 in the denominator and a 2 in the numerator. My next step, I have found the funny looking one. Now I'm going to multiply my
Looking
3 times 2 is
6.
6. Let's go find out what our next step is. Number 5.
Add the numerator.
No, that was lame. Again.
Add the numerators.
Okay, 6 plus 3 is
9.
over.
14.
And let's go check our next step. What is it?
Reduce if necessary.
Okay,
It is not.
and sometimes people don't know if 9/14 reduces. So what you're going to do is you're going to look on your multiplication chart and see if you can ever find a spot where 9 and 14 are either vertically by each other or horizontally by each other. So like here I have 15 and 18. That's going to reduce to 5, 6. Here I have 9 twelfths. It's right on top of each other. That would reduce to 3/4. Let me show you. Okay, so here, let's look and say that we have 6/8. Do you see 6/8 right here?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see because the other. So if I come this way, 6/8 reduces to
3/4.
3/4. I can find 6/8 up here too. There's 6, there's the fraction bar, there's 8, but it's not going to help because it goes straight up to their 6 and 8. It's the ones row. So if you look and it doesn't go one way, you need to check the other way. So 9/14. Here I have, let me get a different color. Here I have, say, 16 over 24. And I want to know what 16 over 24 reduces to. I come this way, the 16 becomes a
4.
and the 24 becomes a
6.
I have a 4, 6, but I also have a 4, 6 right here, right? So I got to see what that reduces to. And it would reduce to 2/3. So you got to use your chart. It's going to take me a second to line this all back up. You have to use your chart and look around, and you might have to go a second time like we did on the 4, 6, but you got to use the chart to look around, and we'll practice that some. Whose did I take? Jordan's. Sorry, Jordan. So, does 9/14 reduce?
No.
No. So we're going to circle it and move on to the next one. Okay. Clip it in the paper. First step, go.
Least common denominator.
Which is?
The smallest same bottom number.
So I'm going to come here, I'm going to write LCD equals. Now I'm going to go across my 5 and my 3 row, and I'm going to look for the smallest same bottom number. Do that now, please. I know you guys are getting good at it. Smallest same bottom number. And Parker, where's Parker? Parker, what do you got for the least common denominator?
15.
15, excellent. Okay, my next step. Let's look at the next step. Check
The denominator for a move it on over.
Ready?
Move
Move it on over. Move it on over. Okay, do we have a move it on over? No, because 5 is not 15 and 3 is not 15. So we got to skip this step and go to number 4 or number 3. Read it with me, go.
Place your parentheses.
And how many sets of parentheses are we going to need this time?
2.
2 sets. So let's go. Parentheses, fraction bar, 15. Parentheses, fraction bar, 15. Excellent. Okay, so we have our parentheses. Step 4, read it with me, go.
Find and multiply by a funny looking one.
So here I have 5 times what is 15? Brittany, 5 times what is 15?
5 times 3.
Perfect sentence. What? Real quick, if I put a 3 in the denominator, I have to put a
3 in the numerator.
Excellent job today, you guys. See you tomorrow.
The answer is 13/50.
Is that right?
Yes.